again. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us again today. So we're going to be looking at using Python to build a weather client. We're going to be using APIs. You may have guessed based on what's in front of you that we're going to be using the openweathermap.org API. Mostly because it's free for the first, 1,000 calls a day or something. 1,000 calls per day for free, so super easy process. Just sign up. I don't think you need to give a credit card or anything. You might. I've had an account here for a very long time and I've never been billed incorrectly. It's really good. It gives you a heap of weather data, current weather forecasts, all that sort of good stuff. I've actually jumped into Postman, done a test call for Sydney, and here we have what it comes back with. So you get a heap of information, longitude, latitude, coordinates, which is, alright, if you know where Sydney is, you know where Sydney is. But yeah, you can see that it's currently cloudy. It's broken clouds, gives you information about the base station, current temperature. So I've specified that I wanted everything in metric, and so this is all in Celsius. So it's 15 degrees, it feels like it's 14 degrees. Today's low is going to be 13, high is going to be 16. I've no real understanding of barometric pressure. I don't know if 1027's low, high, in the middle. It is what it is. Got a long visibility, steady wind. I don't know what 8.75 stands for, but the fact that the trees outside are nearly horizontal, I assume 8 stands for 800 kilometers an hour. It's an awesome API. I've used this for a few projects myself personally in the past, so I highly recommend it. What we're going to do today is build a Python script that's actually going to grab the weather information for us, make this API call, and then present it out. So I think that's going to be a fun little project for us. Get to learn a little bit about making API calls from Postman. Let's jump into it. So make a directory for it. We'll go py weather client, cd into there. And we will create a main.py. Call it anything really, and then we will open that up in VS Code. There we go. I don't know if you noticed, but the last few videos that I've actually put up, I have put background music, so it is thinking music while my computer takes forever to do these things. Now, first thing we're going to take care of, we're going to set up the libraries that we're going to be using. So go import requests, which we're going to be using for making our API requests, and import JSON, because that's like when we looked in Postman, all this stuff comes back in JSON format, so we're going to need to be able to pass JSON format files, or format responses, and send them, potentially. So, okay, now let's define our function to actually make the call. Actually, first we'll create a variable, API key. So I'm going to leave this as blank and set it myself privately, so no one else goes about making 1,001 calls and I start getting charged for the API calls. But that's going to be where you grab your API key. Once you've signed up on the OpenWeatherMap site, you can just go in and you can create API keys for different projects as well. Grab your API key, paste it in that variable. Easy. Alright, now we're going to create our function. So, define a function for get weather. What we're going to take as an input the city that we want to check, and the API key variable. Alright, so we'll take our base URL for the API call we're making. Let's open that up, and I think I'm just going to copy and paste that in here rather than risk typing it and stuffing it up. We are in Python, not Postman, so we put that as our API key variable, and we're going to make this a city variable. Now the reason we can just put these in here in the braces, squiggly brackets, whatever you want to call them, is because we've got this F here which allows us to input those. So we've got our base URL, and because we've taken the city value and the API key value, we're inserting those in here. That will be much the same as Postman, where I've typed in manually the city, and obviously I've got this hidden behind an environment variable in here anyway. Now, so that's where we're making our call to. So let's make the call to it. So we want to capture our response, and we're going to capture the response for requests. We're going to make a GET request. We're going to make it to the base URL. Awesome. Now we're going to want to pass our response data, and we're going to take that in. We'll call that weather data, and we'll say response JSON, because the response that we get back is going to be JSON formatted. Excellent. All right. Let's make sure that we've got a valid city, no typos or anything. So if weather data has a COD equal to 404, so they very helpfully put in the response code, so 200, 404, city not found. So we're checking that value. If the response comes back with a 404, we will say print city not found. Excellent. Now, we will say now within our weather data, we want the main section that's coming back. So if we look at our JSON, we want to be accessing the information that sits here in main. So we're looking at some of these temperature values, the pressures, all that sort of stuff. So we'll say main equals weather data. We want to pull out everything that sits in main. Then we're going to say the temperature value is main temp. What we're doing there is saying, okay, we've got our main element within Postman, and we want to get temp from within main. So we do that by saying we've captured main, we're going temp from within main. We're also going to go humidity is main humidity, and pressure equals main pressure. Take the pressure down. Weather description equals weather data, weather weather data, which is the whole payload. We want to look in weather. And we want to get this description field. So this comes back as an array. It's only got one item in it. So the next thing we're going to want to do is put 0 to capture the first item from the array. And then we'll jump back here and we want description. So go over here and description. Easy as that. Somewhat easy as that. Alright. Now, we have decided where we're making the API call to. We've made our API call. We've gotten our data back and passed it as we've passed it as JSON. Just notice this squiggly line here because we have not spelled response properly here. There we go, no more squigglies, everyone's happy. We've passed it as JSON. We've validated that the city was valid based on the payload response. We've come down here. We've split out our main section. From our main section, we've grabbed our temperature, humidity, and pressure. And then we've grabbed the weather description from the weather section. Alright. Now, let's actually print this out so that we can see it. Let's go print F so we can call out those variables, weather in city. And then print F temperature is temp. That's not how we do that. We don't need to put it outside, we'll just do that. And I'll put Celsius there because I'm measuring in Celsius when we look at our endpoint. If we don't want metric, we want imperial, we can type that in at the end there. You could feasibly also capture in your inputs that we'll do later what unit you want it measured in and send that through as well if you wanted to make it a bit more complex and a bit more functional. Now print F, go to humidity. Humidity as humidity. And humidity is a percent variable. Now jump down here. We will go print F, and we want to grab pressure. And we'll put our description. So print F description. No, that's not what we called it. Weather description. Yes, that looks right. Excellent. So, now we have our getWeather function ready. We call it, we pass it, we print it. Pretty simple. Now, what's going to call getWeather? Define our main function. Now, within our main function, we're going to make things reasonably simple here. We'll go city, input, enter city name. So a variable there to capture that. And I gotta say, I think this space is one of the most important characters when you're doing inputs, because it drives me nuts when I forget to do it and it puts it right there on the edge of the prompt. Personal preference, maybe some people love having it butted right up against that colon, I don't know. Or question mark, whatever you got going on. Now, we're going to call our get weather function, we're going to do our city and our API key variable, and that should be it. I'm just going to main to make it run. We'll save this. We'll do some movie magic. I'm going to copy and paste my API key in there, but I'll do it outside of your prying eyes, and then we'll run it. Alright, let's jump in here and we'll go python main.py, enter. Oh, not a strong start. No module named requests. I suspect what's going on here is that we need to install requests with pip. Alright, so I've updated pip, had to do that in an admin, had to do that with administrator privileges in the shell. So let's now try to install requests. Excellent, alright. That looks way more positive. Let's try running our script again. Enter city name, okay, promising. Let's try Brisbane. There we go, right now in Brisbane, far more pleasant, 21 degrees Celsius, humidity at 72%, which is maybe a little sticky. And it's scattered clouds. What about we try Cairns up in North Queensland? Oh, it's actually quite warm up there and less humid than in Brisbane. Good for you, Cairns. I wish I was in Cairns. That sounds like quite pleasant right now. Alright. Well, few hiccups. Needed to update pip so that we could install requests. But in the end, we have got there. We have got a working script. So, happy days. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've learned something. If you've got any questions, leave them as a comment down below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. Yeah, I hope that this has been a good experience. You want more of this, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, and yeah, come along for this journey with me. I'm still getting started here on YouTube. It's been a good experience so far. I hope to continue it on with you. Until next time, have a good one.